So there have been few progress made in Q3 2020. So I would like to discuss about the new payment options that have come up in the DENT mobile app. So they have added Apple Pay and Google Pay as an additional payment option when you want to buy some eSIM data plan, and the payments are going through pretty quick. So users on the mobile app now can actually buy mobile data pretty quick. And the next feature they added was the ability to redeem code and claim 1 GB eSIM data plans. So, and then there is a potential listing of DENT as an exchange in the coin market cap, so which is part of a Q3 roadmap item. And then I would like to discuss about the addition of 25 new countries to the DENT eSIM plan. And we have a new website. There's a new website, esimcomparison.com, which discusses about different competitors and gives a very good picture of the pricing model of DENT in comparison with other leading eSIM offerings. So that's what I would like to discuss today. Basically, if you look at the global data plan offering, initially DENT was offering 50 countries, and now they have added another 25 countries to their list. Particularly, the interesting one is they added India to the list, which is quite a huge population. A lot of travelers and expats going to India. Now they can have a DENT eSIM on their phone and get an international roaming most of the places in India. So that's a pretty interesting option being added. And then if you go to the other options, other new feature is the ability to buy data plans using the Apple Pay. So now on Google Pay, so if you are on an Android phone, you may be able to buy data plans pretty fast. So I tried it out myself with buying a 3 GB plan, and it just took less than 20 seconds, and the data plan started showing up on my mobile app instantly. So that was pretty good move. So now the 25 million mobile users for the DENT ecosystem, they could actually buy data plans pretty fast without with no hassle. So that's a pretty interesting thing that has happened in this quarter. And then this particular redeem feature via a code is pretty interesting because DENT is trying to establish resell partners for their eSIM offerings. So once the partners are offered a code, and they can give this redeem code to individual customers. Businesses can give it to their customers, and then that becomes available instantly on the mobile app. So basically they are trying to establish and attract more businesses to use DENT eSIM offering. Now we know that DENT is a full-blown MVNO, and they are concentrated mostly on their eSIM offerings. So this particular new feature makes sense to me. And then in next quarter and in 2021, they are planning to have reseller options as well. So this will open up the gateway for trialing those features. So if you go on your mobile app and click the top account option, then you will see a new redeem option available. So this is at the moment on beta testing for the iPhone users. So if you use the test flight and install the beta version of the DENT mobile app, you will get to see this redeem code option in your app. And then once you click that, it will take you to the next screen. Here you put in your 16-digit code, and once you put your 16-digit code, it will show you an option of status saying it's trying to redeem your code. And once it redeems the code and the code was successfully validated, you get to see a success saying you have a free 1 GB of data plan for free. So that's pretty interesting. So now they are trialing out this feature for most of the community members, and they can claim this 1 GB while it runs out. And now we might ask, what value does the redeem code has, this particular new feature? So now Dent is planning to open up API for partners that can share the codes to their customers. So for example, um, like when someone books a flight, and if the airline that they are booking in partners with Dent, they can send the code by email to the flight passengers, and the airline pays Dent Wireless for the codes that are being redeemed. So that's a pretty interesting business use case that Dent is trying to make using this new redeem code option. So they're gonna attract lots of business users in the future. So another use case that I see is, Dent has a plan for um, establishing gigastore plan. So like say if you go on the roadmap item for Q3, they have a plan to establish uh, B2B resellers. So basically, if you go to a retail shop and you um, ask them, can I have a resale code for, I want to buy Dent data, and then the reseller can give you the hand you over this code, generate the code using the API, and it hand it over to the customer, and then the customer can redeem by using that 16-digit code. So that's a pretty good use case that they are trying to make through this redeem code feature. And another thing that I want to discuss today is about a new e-comparison website. So if this particular website talks about um, different eSIM options, and gives a good review about the eSIM plans as well. So if you look at the eSIM plans, it talks in detail about how the Dent eSIM works, and the supported countries as well, and different types of plan options that you get with Dent Wireless. And this is the bit which would interest me very much. So now um, you can visually see how cheap the Dent Mobile's pricing model is in comparison with most of the leading eSIM providers. So if you look at here, you can see that that size in GB is given, so, and then price per GB. So on an average, most of them are around $5 um, per GB, and the validity is mostly 7 or 14 or 21 days or 30 days. So Dent is clearly stands very unique both in the pricing model and the validity of its data packages as well. So if you buy a data package with Dent, now you can use it within a period of 1 full year time. So which is very good in comparison most of the competitors. So it's a very unique selling point for Dent, and the pricing is also quite relatively cheap in compared to most of the other competitors. So you can see the 1 GB plan is close to $5, and if you buy a 3 GB plan, it's close to $4.33. And if you go for a 10 GB plan, it's it goes to a flat rate of $4, which is pretty quite cheap in compared to most of the other competitors. So if you go and sort it by price, you can very clearly see Dent is the most cheapest. If I price per GB, you get to see Dent on the top, and even if I go for the price point, you can see clearly Dent stands out as the first in most of the plans. So that's the things that I want to discuss. And another interesting thing that I saw was, if you go to CoinMarketCap and type Dent, you can see now Dent Exchange is showing up, but we don't get to see any of the data. Probably it's something in progress that Dent is doing, and it shows up as untracked listing. So let's keep an eye out on this space, and once it starts showing up the trade volumes on the Dent exchange, that would be really interesting, and it becomes more visible to more users of the crypto community. So yep, thanks for watching, and